Thank you for being a connoisseur of Cognac Corner and listening to another episode. It's me, your host, Marcus Boston. Please, 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 please share, like, and comment. Let me know what you think. I love feedback on what I can do better, where I can grow, where we can make this thing be what it's all it can be. Follow me on IG at Marcus Boston 314. Show page, Cognac Corner. Leave me a comment. Hop in them DMs. Let me know what's going on. Also follow me on Twitter at Marcus Cognac. Show page, Cognac Corner. On the Facebook at Cognac Corner. Let me know. Follow, share. Email me at cognaccorner@gmail with any relationship questions, any thoughts, anything you just want to discuss, any gems I can give you away, any shots I could pour in your cup. If you want to be a guest, also email me, DMs, comment, whatever. Let me know. Get your friends to become connoisseurs as well. So we just make this a bigger family event. So thank you again for being here and enjoy the show.
Sipping Deuce, say, boy, this ain't your daddy yet. He in the Cadillac, me, I'm in the Maybach.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back, connoisseurs of Cognac Corner. I feel like I was sultry. I felt like I had too much season on my chicken or something. I am Marcus Boston, and this is Cognac Corner. Thank you for coming back to where you love and appreciate it. And all kinks are good kinks. I'm gonna add that too.
All kinks are good kinks. How about own your kink?
Own your kink.
That's my motto.
Oh, is it OYK?
Own OWN your kink.
I don't know how to spell. Hold on. Get my life together. But we have two special guests. Our first open couple. Man, I've really been. I'm gonna talk about myself for 2 seconds. I know I shouldn't, but I am. I've had a good run of guests. Like, you know, from having your first lady, now we have a bunch of female women that choose to come and grace us with their presence, because it's always a gift. And then a couple that come in and take that spin, because I don't know what I'm going to give till I get there. So I hope it goes out well. Because the more I drink, the more I just let the whole damn horse run loose. But I want to thank, and we have special guests today, Cherice and Jason. Cherice and Jason, thank you for coming to Cognac Corner.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
I really appreciate you guys coming down and sharing your story, your lives with us. That was really much the goal of the entire thing, was just getting people to open up and share that we're a lot more alike than we are different.
Yeah.
And you don't know what you don't know. So I want to share as much knowing as possible, with everybody. Because if you're not here to, pull people up and just build a strong tribe, then what are we doing? Your life's not really, my life ain't about me.
Right.
Even when days I want to do what I want to do, which is usually nothing or whatever, I need to know I need to do this for someone bigger than me that I don't know.
Well, you want to understand, you want to accept, you want to learn, so it's really kind of cool that you bring different people here and hear their stories.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I enjoy it. And then I was out there in the ethos for whoever else needs to hear that word of, it's going to be okay. Life has no rehearsals. You get one take.
Yeah.
And just push it till maybe you might cash out early and plan on, but at least you tried. Nothing being alive is still dead. So many people walk the earth is walking it, but they died a long time ago.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. And you can make yourself happy and live the life you want to live if you're not hurting other people, so.
Right. I definitely agree. Yeah. I definitely agree. All right, Cherice and Jason, Well, let's start off with we'll bring a little bit of Soulority and over to the Cognac Corner side. So how was your weekend?
Fantastic.
Share.
Okay. Well, I worked Saturday night, but I have a pretty interesting job, so that was okay. But I own a little sex shop named Siegfried's Liquid and Lace. So I even posted on Facebook that night. Everybody was buying male enhancement pills. I was like, everybody's fucking tonight. It was fantastic.
Yeah.
And I was just, it was a good night in that way. Everybody just came in with a smile. Give me this. Come on, girl. Give me that. Whatever. Yeah. And so I'm like, everybody has good plans. And then the next day was a fun day. Went to the river with kids and friends. And it was a good weekend.
Damn. That's a champion weekend right there. Hell, the Super Bowl, that's the goddamn champion right there. That's the ring you want to wear, motherfucking Tom Brady.
There's been better, that's for sure.
Don't get me started on Tom Brady.
I don't even. I just don't talk about it no more. I just let it go. That devil up in New England takes no days off. Lord have mercy. So, Jason, same thing. That's your same perspective on the weekend.
Yeah, I have 2 little boys, so I had them, and Saturday got up at the ass crack of dawn for soccer.
Mm-hmm.
Went over to Illinois, and that was okay. And then we went to the zoo later in the afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
My mom went with us, and then we went to the river yesterday, and it was a really good weekend. Kids had fun. I had fun. Yeah.
That's dope stuff. That's good stuff.
Go ahead. We barbecued it up at the river. We took a bunch of stuff. We had steak.
Yeah,
it was really good.
All the meats.
Yes.
All the liquors and meats.
Yes.
Lots of beer. Lots of pot.
What lake is it? What river is it?
Rockford Beach down in High Ridge. It's just a river, like, kind of, I don't know if you call it, just where they have a little, like a thing where you can put the boats in the water. Mm-hmm. And they have a little area with, campground, with fire pits and, a little river inlet with some sand. Yeah. And so you just kind of hang out during the day and you cook and you just kind of pretend like you're camping just for an afternoon.
Yeah, we sit around and drink and the kids throw rocks.
Basically.
We try to get some sun.
I'm glad they're outside. I'm sick of these kids being inside playing video games all the time.
Oh, my God.
I need to get their ass outside and do some stuff.
Don't get us started.
Back in my day, trying to get off my lawn, guy. That's so funny. I think my weekend wasn't that bad. I was off, so I did a lot of planting seeds. I thought I was gonna harvest faster than I thought. My seeds gonna be a long game I've involved in. I had shared some time with a lot of individuals, new ladies, older ladies I've rekindled. I realized this last night, so we're gonna tell the story.
You say planting seeds, and then you say what you said. So I think you could say that. You could take that in any way, shape, or form.
I thought I was cashing these tickets like this weekend. Like, clearly, it was not going to cash in. I mean, some of them I knew wasn't going to get cashed in, but one I thought really had it lined up, and then it didn't pan out. But it's okay. It's totally okay. We had a great time, but we'll see what the future holds. Depends on where my life's at in a week or so. So it's a hit and miss. So one of them I hung out with last night, and we were just chatting and stuff, and I realized, like, man, I'm getting a lot of previous inquiries hit me up, like, hey, what's going on? Like, I ain't heard from you since, like, when school ended. So now I ain't heard from you all summer. Now, kids are back in school when, I like to say the line, when the kids go to daddy, they call Zaddy. This is why I'm hearing all these from these people I ain't heard, these adults, single mothers, or everything in between. Like, because the kids are at daddy's house, mama got time to hang out and do stuff. Aha! That's what I realized.
I always thought it was never steady. It was waves. It always came in waves.
Mm-hmm.
You'd have a couple weekends where nobody's doing nothing. You're not talking to anybody. And then all of a sudden, you're getting texts from 15 people. And you're like, oh, shit, how do I juggle all this?
Yeah.
It was always waves. And then it would go back down again.
And some of you don't want to catch no more. Like, man, I used to ride that wave, didn't I?
Yeah. You make plans to ride one wave. Mm-hmm. And then another wave comes in. And you're like, shit. Which wave do I hit?
I'm like, well, which wave is closest when I'm ready to go is the question. Who's within how many minutes? That's 20, that's 15, that's 10. 5 is a winner. You should make it over. What happened was, girl, I got so messed up last night. I just was busy. Who was the closest? Taking risks with my life. You know, risk to Jeff County. That's foolishness. But anyway, that was my weekend. So back to you guys. So how long you guys been together?
5 years.
Going on 5 years, yeah.
How'd you guys meet?
We met on Plenty of Fish. That's how we met, but we met years prior, but didn't know we knew each other.
Yeah.
We have a pretty interesting story in that sense, but yeah. So we knew each other, we didn't know each other, but then we met again, and
Yeah, that'd be the best stuff too. I've heard that too. Like, be those like down the line 3-4 years being acquaintances, having the right place and time to where, like, now this can work. Beforehand, I wasn't ready for you. You weren't ready for me, or whatever in between that might be. But then it's like, this is right, because there's a little bit of I don't know, but it's enough of I do know to make the I don't know worth knowing.
It was crazy. It was absolutely crazy. Yeah, I used to admire her from afar. Never knew her, didn't know her name. Mm-hmm. And then, long story short, we're going to a restaurant and I figure out who she's at, and I'm like, I can't fucking believe this woman is sitting in my car right now. Like I noticed her years ago, and then she disappeared from my life, and now she's sitting in my car. I was freaking out.
I've been there.
Yeah.
If I left this bar 20 minutes ago, I would never have ran across her again. And now that I have, I ain't seen her in 10 years. Let's see where this goes. I've had that freak out. Yeah, I've had it. Like, this is...
it's a good freak out.
But the biggest thing I realized is, like, especially when you run your own shop or you're chasing a dream, it's something that requires you to be outside of the typical employee boss situation. If she doesn't get it or have her own equal interest, not have being like in a business sense, but just in the point of she has something she pursues and she enjoy. She don't understand that, like, my schedule's very fluid. You know, just some days I'm not going to be available for whatever reason, and not take it personal. There's nothing worse than when someone takes my life for what I'm doing personal. Like, it's not about you, but if you don't want to get on this train, when the direction this train is going, I'm not going to beg you. I'm not going to apologize for wanting to work on my podcast stuff, or I'm can't go to bingo, or if I can't do something, whatever that may be. Like what I did last week is not promised to happen this week, because every week is different. Every day is different.
Where did that come from? Is there something in your personal life where this is an issue for you?
It's been a common conversation with when I meet either women from my past or new women in general. And I understand, like, when I'm available is usually when you're probably getting ready to go to bed. You know what I'm saying? Or like, just understand, like, I live a very fluid work schedule, and my podcast and stuff is what's going to happen.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if they want your
audience
time...
don't turn that goddamn thing off, where's security? Steve?
Steve Bilko?
Right. Go ahead.
No, if they're worth your time, though, I think that they'll compromise, and put it on your terms sometimes in your schedule. I think that's okay.
I just keep it a buck. It's like I'm on the way up. I'm only gaining value as time goes on, like Apple stock.
Absolutely, that's how it's That's how it's supposed to be.
Exactly. You got to be a hustler today to hustle. Like, I look like B&J. They work out well because they understand what it takes to be individual success stories, but they're a better team.
B&J. Okay, so now you got to
Beyonce and Jay-Z.
Oh my God, I'm so bad with pop culture.
Sorry.
Man, she lives on another fucking planet, man.
I do.
Oh my God.
I don't even think. Yeah, I do. It's bad.
It's so bad.
I don't even know who's popular right now. You can name the most popular rapper right now, and I probably may not have heard anything.
I'm not.
It's sad.
Tupac dropped a new album last week.
Are you joking?
Yeah.
I don't know if I believe you or not.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just saying. Like, how far does it go back?
You had me going.
No, I just don't believe anything you have to say.
A couple weekends ago, we were at the lake. Bunch of us sitting out on the deck drinking. We're fucked up, having fun. We start playing Lottie Dottie, Snoop Dogg. Everybody knows the words except for her. And she's like, I ain't never heard this fucking song in my life.
It's a Jingle Bell record?
I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, yeah. I think it's cute, though.
I get stuck in my music, like, comas in a sense. Like, I don't go out of that realm. I don't experience new music a lot of the time. I like what I like.
Yeah.
If you're happy at home, hey.
Why fix it if it ain't broke?
Word. I respect that. I added 2 books. Those were like, I was like, what books that I wanted to touch on? It was that,
Sex at Dawn,
which is a really good book. That's like my first book I ever bought. That's why I look so tattered and used. And what got me onto that book was Dan Savage, Savage Love.
Oh yeah, well, that still is on Riverfront Times for a long time.
Yeah,
it's still there, right?
I think he still has the column in the back of RFT, but that's how I found it. And then, when I got into the podcast, he had his own podcast called Savage Love.
Yeah, I have not heard the podcast, but I love the column.
That was one of my first big Hey, Cecil. Cecil. This is all he makes a jump in to Cognac Corner. Is Cecil, the other Solarity, and all the greatness that he is. Jason and Cherice.
What's going on, Cecil? How's it going, brother?
See you again. Hey.
I was just doing stuff. Yeah, I didn't. I make bad decisions. And that's my strength. And so with his podcast got me into podcast as a whole, and it just sort of snowballed. He had mentioned that book, and the biggest takeaway I had in that book was I've never been a believer in like monogamy is the only way to happen. This was never my feeling. It didn't make any sense, and that comes from back to that point was when like growing up, my mom never. I'm 34. My sister's 25. Single mom for a very long time. Husband is 38. She's 54. They've been married for 11 years.
Okay.
But at no point did she ever make me feel like a man was to give her her value, her standards, or what makes her happy. She was always good being who she was, and she was always
independent.
Yeah.
Okay.
And even though she was young as of 6, she still was like the matriarch of the family, being the younger, because she just had that fire.
Okay.
And with that relationship, like, and me being raised mostly around women, so I learned how to communicate and listen, to understand, not to reply, and just sort of, I didn't have that domineering, heavy male.
Have to fix it.
Yeah, like I'm a man, so this is what women do, and saying all these very false and inachievable pillars of masculinity was never bestowed onto me. I was just able to just sit back and watch life and hear my aunts come home, tell them about dates, about blah and that, and just not be. I had my ground rules, but I had these, this is what you do or don't do. I didn't have that problem. So that rolls into, always being the guy in school that was like always not hung with the girls, but I knew the guys I had inroads with the girls. So if you like someone of the girls, I was pretty much the person you would come to because I was friends with all the girls. Because
you know how to talk to them.
Yeah. We was chilling. Like, I'm gonna hang with the girls in the bleachers, and y'all can go do that stuff. I'm gonna be right here planting seeds. When she mad at you, I'm gonna cash in. This is a chess move. Y'all not playing this right. And it just makes, seeing her set the tone for me has always been how I navigate. Like, these women are human beings, not objects.
Yes.
But there's a balance between that where you need to actually have a little bit of that objectivity to make her comfortable in her own socialization of what be expected from a man. So you don't want to be crazy guy, but you want to be assertive. So there's a fine line between aggressive and assertive.
Absolutely.
And it was that learning that assertive part that took some time to develop. I've been so passive. Yeah, because I was raised around women and aunties. So there's some of those things. I know osmosis. You don't get that. I'm a guy, so I must do this because that shit. No, that's just stupid. You gonna die. Like, why are you doing that? It's not that serious.
Yeah.
Because I'm listening to her tell me what she really wants, and when she gets home, not maybe to pick up. I'm like, this is the truth. Oh my God, that's not gonna work for her. That's not what she really wants. Okay. Well, when you guys fuck up, I'll be here to tell you why she fucked up. And it's just like what that book was. I was saying what that book was. It sort of gave me the understand that I wasn't nuts, or I had some kind of academic framework to say, okay, this is like race and monogamy is a social social structure,
norm,
right?
It's a social,
it's a tool to handle to manage the masses by setting these it's a social construct.
But it's no different than what it just. It almost becomes like part of evolution, though, in a sense, because at least for American culture, because it's not. Hopefully, it evolves in the other direction. In my opinion,
yeah, for sure,
And Americans, I mean, most people are so brainwashed on growing up what their mom and dad taught them, what their church teaches them, whatever. It's hard for them to see the other side of that coin.
Yeah,
and even the perspective is that instead of being in an open relationship or seeing other people, the norm is to lie. Lie and cheat.
They won't admit to it.
And then,
people, not most people, but there's a large percentage of people that lie and cheat, and they would rather not discuss it, talk about it, deal with it, or what, I don't know. You know what I mean? Yeah.
It's a tough perspective to sell.
Yeah.
It is. And I'm not trying to sell it. But, I am going to be who I am.
Hell yeah.
Whether you like it or not, I'm not hurting anybody. And, so I don't push it on anybody, and I would never have it pushed on me. But, if you're open to it, I'll talk about it all day. And
so how'd you guys get to that point, like individually? Like, was it like maybe failures and trying to live in this box that's not achievable, or is it something that just always felt right?
It wasn't individual. We went into it completely together.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah. It was. We kind of realized some personality traits that were like, you know what, it might be fun to like hook up with other people. So, only saying because we like to talk to other people. We like attention from other people. It feels good. Yeah. And we both recognize that, and so it started with, do you want to have a threesome? And then we're like, well, we want it to be fair, right? Well, let's do couples then. And so then we started kind of slowly opening our relationship up in the swinging aspect, and it kind of evolved throughout the years into more of a polyamorous tone.
Yeah, it evolved so much.
And everybody evolves when they're in this type of lifestyle. Like, people just evolve.
Yeah.
And then continue to their rules change. Yeah. And it's really fascinating.
The thing that bothers me the most is when I tell people about it, a lot of them, the first thing they think is, well, you guys were missing something.
No,
it's like, no,
you broke it.
No, we were adding to it. Yes, we were adding to it because anybody who's in this lifestyle knows you don't do it to fix a relationship. That will not work.
You have to have a foundation.
This is addition to the house.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is.
You just added a sunroom or a pool or whatever, part of the house, a new kitchen counter is an addition to what you already had. Realized you had established as a couple, and you realize like we could expand this beautiful house we built and expand it to the way that makes you guys most happy.
It takes a whole lot of maintenance, though, so you got to keep that in mind.
Yeah,
the emotional maintenance.
There's rules and boundaries, and you respect them and you follow them. But first and foremost is you got to have a foundation of honesty and openness.
Get a strong
basement. You have to be able to talk about everything, and don't keep secrets. Don't lie, because that's once you start down that slope. I mean, it's with anything. You start lying about this, you got to keep lying about it. And so we've always been really honest with each other, brutally honest. And but Reese has got a way of being honest and putting it in a real delicate, tactful manner to where I can take it. Anybody can take it. That's what I love about her.
She dropped a delicate hammer, but it's still a hammer. And that's a good way to be, because sometimes I drop a hammer and I give a fuck.
I never, heard you say that before. Thank you.
And I think men need that, because there is a side of us that we're still coming to terms with, and we're still working on, to where we need the truth, but we're not as manly to hear it as maybe a woman can take the truth. And so knowing that, okay, he might need I might put my gloves on for this punch. I'm still going to punch him in the face. I'm going to punch him with gloves on, not bare knuckles.
And it flows over into her business with her customers. She is just fearless when it comes to conversations. If a guy comes in and he wants a dildo up his ass, well, she's open to talking to him about that and making him feel comfortable. I mean, most people would be like, I ain't fucking talking about that,
But some of the people make it really tough, though, to not just kind of, oh God, you don't want to say anything because you don't know what's gonna happen next.
He might be trying to trick you into tickling his feet.
Right, or the guy that flashed me in the dressing room. You never know.
So you said, you guys got together. Then how long were you guys together till you realized you have an addition to the house that made sense?
About a year, maybe.
Year and a half, 2 years.
No, it's about a year and a half.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we just kind of talked about it. Well, I joked about it at first, and then she took it seriously because she knew deep down I really wanted to do it. That's every guy's fantasies to have 2 girls, and then we just talked about it. Hey, if we're going to do it, why don't we do it this way? I said, okay. And then it just evolved. It started. We had rules and strict rules and boundaries, and we broke through those when we felt it was right and just kept moving forward.
Yeah. And then sometimes you reset and you go backwards, and maybe you're not even involved in the lifestyle for a while, or you close off your relationship for a period of time and then you open it back up. It's all
fluid.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's like any relation. I mean, the structure of any relationship, regardless of the vehicle, is the same. Communication, flexibility. You know what I'm saying? Like, even if something as small as building this studio out and just getting to this aspect took time. And I had ideas. He had ideas. I had stuff that sort of spoke to me. He had his stuff, and we figure out in between, like,
Yeah, and it's evolving. It's evolving. Yeah.
Because you're supposed to be growing in the same. You're supposed to be growing all the time in the right direction.
Oh yeah, and I think though I don't know. I just feel like I feel like we're doing something right because I'm the happiest I've ever been in my entire life, and it's only getting better. And so why not live this lifestyle that's so
Good job, Jason.
Way to go, baby.
that's so outside the box, so hard for people to understand. I don't really care what anybody thinks. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah,
and our relationship's only improving.
Yeah. And it's matured me emotionally, from knowing what I'm feeling and why I'm feeling it, and how to break that down, and how to really get perspective on yourself instead of just raw emotion all the time. You can really be your own shrink a little bit and be like, why am I feeling this way? Well, maybe it's because of this. And how could I react different? Well, that way. Because we're human. We get a little jealous every once in a while. We get a little, crazy sometimes. And so we are always able to come back and reset and say, well, this is why I was feeling this way. And you just kind of break it down and get
Yeah.
And to clarify, we haven't said anything about ourselves personally in our relationship and how it works or like what we do or anything. But I just want to clarify that just because we're open, everyone's system is so extremely different.
Yeah.
It's some people like just a girl in the bedroom when the wife is home, whatever. Or we may open it up to where I may have a second boyfriend, or maybe he has a girlfriend, but everybody's evolution and system is so different. There's no one overall like, okay, they're open.
Your life is more gray than black and white.
Oh my God, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's not one size fits all.
And even I had the misconception years ago when I heard, the term swingers. I thought everybody's fucking everybody. It's just a big pile of naked people. No, it's not even close to that.
No.
Sometimes it is for some people, but for most of them, it's all different. Everybody's got their different kinks and their different rules. It's very complex, actually.
Yeah,
very complex.
But the most overall thing that I read today, because I asked a question about this on Facebook, was what was one overall thing that you could say about it, and the most common answer was that the friendships they've developed because they know people and a lifestyle that they understand, because it's a way of thinking.
Yes.
It really is.
Yes.
It's because it kind of goes into every part of your life in a sense.
Absolutely. When if you can open your mind to this, you can open your mind to other things, and it makes you more emotionally mature in your friendships and your relationships.
Is the locker coming back anytime soon? I'm fresh out of I think you take my production material. Boy, it's hard to find good help right here. Let me tell you. I say, boy,
You said you weren't paying her enough, though.
Clearly not. That one guy in the beard come around, it's ass out for me. It's like, I ain't worth two goddamn
these chocolate coins that are, wrapped in little gold foil. They ain't doing the trick.
They doing it. She keep realizing it don't pay well in Walmart, huh?
If it were me, that's all I'd work for right there.
Chocolate?
Feed me chocolate and I'm fucking good.
I doubt it.
I'm sorry, not to cut you off because I'm trying to fill my beverage.
Oh, that's okay. There's important things that need to be tended to here.
I know my body gonna walk off again. And like the open-minded thing, if being flexible in thought and knowing that the man who knows everything knows nothing, and the world is full of things we don't know, and being okay with not knowing shit sometimes. Like some things I don't need to know, and it's okay.
Yes, it's okay to not know. It's okay. Yeah, that's like my philosophy on like when people ask you believe in God. I don't know, and I'm fine with it. I just don't know.
Yeah, identity. Like I think for me, it was always trying to figure out like who and what am I and how I'm going to be who I need to be, and then you realize that it's okay to be open to things. Everything doesn't need to comment. Sometimes you gain more by just saying I respect what they're doing. I don't understand it now, but maybe in the future it'll come to terms to make sense. Or if I want, most people like asking questions. Like I get so many questions. Like, oh, what is the podcast? And one of those mics. Are you guys making music? Like having that comes with open-minded to and being involved in the community. Like podcasting will be the same with you guys when you do your open relationship and swinger stuff. You just meet people. You have a higher elevation of connection. Yeah. Because we know we vibrate on a very exclusive level that's beyond any construct we was raised in.
And what's funny is you can get a lot out of people that you didn't know was there because we're very open with our friends. Almost all of our friends know about our lifestyle. And some of them will eventually get around to nonchalantly telling you they want to fuck you.
Yeah.
And you're like, whoa, I wasn't trying to get to that,
you know. But the other day was glistening. Your back was
like,
glistening.
Okay. We just wanted you to come over and eat dinner. You know?
But sometimes it's a good surprise. It's happened.
We have been pleasantly surprised.
Like, you sure got a pretty mouth. Whoa, I just came to wrap up a pie. I didn't know. What is this? Well, good morning. Good morning, Deacon Jones. How you doing? All right. Be blessed with your experiences. So how does it work? Like, where do you guys, like, I know there is a community, because I think I've been with like a couple girls that was poly.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, did you run it past him that this is going on? And I was like, cool. And
usually when you're poly, they everybody knows. That's the whole idea. It's consensual.
Right. Like,
they
your
don't know.
boyfriend know, like, I'm finna come hang out.
You know.
If they don't know, then you ain't poly. You're cheating. That's fucking cheating, bro.
I asked her, like, does he know this before we go any further?
Right.
And
I don't want no smoke.
Yeah, it depends. Like we I think identify more as polyamorous poly that enjoy swinging from time to time. But everybody has their own thing. Like, there's some people that really swing more often. The difference between the two is polyamorous just means that you have an actual relationship with them as well as a sexual relationship with them. But it's multiple relationships, versus swinging is a little more centered on sex versus the relationship aspect.
Yeah.
But most people start swinging, like that's how it starts, and then you just evolve into whether you're more poly because you like the relationship thing, you like to get to know people a little more. Like, we go to the extent of to where we have he's my primary partner, Jason is, of course, I'm his primary partner, but to where we have secondary partners, to where we actually have another full-time second boyfriend or girlfriend.
Yeah.
You know, and we hang out together.
Most people got this shit already. It's called side chicks. It's the same. So it'd be so much easier and less messy. That's it. Because you're doing it anyway.
And the guy I'm dating right now, he said the reason he could actually consider it is because he's like, every girl I've been with has cheated on me. I would rather just be honest about it.
Yeah.
And because you got to admit, most of the time, no matter how in love you are, it's okay to want to fuck somebody else.
Yes.
You know, it's not that big of a deal. Separate the two.
And as a man, you got to think, when I'm with her, it's like, I hope she's not thinking about somebody else. But if she is, man, get the fuck over it. It's
That's
okay.
exhausted. I don't get
it's
no
okay. It's okay. She's human. You know, think about what all you got, not what you're missing and all that, you know.
And I was mentioning another book I read. It's called Homo Sapiens, A Brief History of Mankind. And a huge part of that book is like, we was at our best self. So we've been civilization, 10,000? Well, that's not mine. 100,000 years maybe. But we've been maybe human, Homo sapiens, for maybe 1.3 million, somewhere give or take, how the numbers work out. But we was our truest self in communities of 150, being Talagarian, what I'm saying, not worrying about who child this is. It was all our child. And we just, the hunter and gatherer phase, which is a lot more complex than they tell it. But when you really dig into it, you really see how we were at our best selves in small groups that we would intermingle, we crossed paths, but like when we got domesticated by wheat and we learned how to make food and build up stuff, then things became possessive. Women became objects. Now this is my cow, my house, my wife. This goes to my came in once we didn't have to move. No, we had to trust the groups no more.
It wasn't tribes. It got individual.
Right. We turn human beings into property unless we come to a problem.
I had a friend that I lived with after college who was a very intelligent fella, and he told me that he was like, in every man, but way back, it's ingrained in your brain, back to the caveman era, that you are going to go around and spread your seed. And no matter how hard you try, that's always in a man's head. It's his natural instinct to go spread his seed, to procreate. So I thought that was an interesting take on it.
And that's not necessarily the wrong one, but I think that equation leaves out a lot of variables. It's so simplified. You know what I'm saying?
It's very simplified, yeah.
it wasn't always because the life expectancy back then wasn't 100 years.
Yeah.
We leave out so many aspects of these
Right.
stories we keep repeating that are false narratives, and they don't give the full. You give me the sum of this equation, but I'm missing parts of this math. I'm missing some huge fucking boulders that got to this conclusion. So tell me how that happened. Then when you start sort of reading and spending time with different people and sort of listening, and I'm like this makes sense. We left out that part, left out that number. You got to divide that by 2, carry that. Like, oh, now this makes sense. Like this is why it's not you. It's hard to build something of validity based on false narratives. All this, my parents been together for 30 years. Yeah, but daddy might have had a family on the other side of town. Like, we want to praise these relationships that was together 50 years, but how much shit did they go through? How much did she lose of herself to be that mom?
That reminds me, back when I was married, we would go to hang out with other couples, and they all had the house, they had the kids, they were married, but the husbands would, when you got them together drinking, they acted out. I mean, they acted like wild fucking animals because they don't ever get out of the house. They don't ever get to have fun. And you think about all these families out there that are walking that straight, narrow path like everybody else that are fucking miserable.
They're miserable.
They're miserable. And the husbands are miserable. The wife's miserable because they're doing everything that everybody else is doing because that's the way you're supposed to.
Yeah. Kids are miserable because now the kids, I always be baffled when parents be like, oh, I'm going to
stay together for the kids.
Yeah, getting pregnant for the kids ain't going to work. Kids are small adults that are brilliant.
So they're raised seeing what is now their normal. Their normal is your dysfunction,
Dysfunctional.
You were creating a bad cycle. You know what I'm saying? When you can easily break it by just taking the arrows. Once you get past the bullshit of people that hate on you are envious. They want to be as free as you are by saying who you are. That's why they go so hard to judge you and to be on the other side of, like, recently, I guess, like, one of the guys that were like running one of those Pray the Gay Away camps in North Carolina.
I heard about that.
Years, came out like,
hey, unbelievable.
I'm gay as a motherfucker.
It's like the most homophobic motherfucker out there ends up being gay.
Time.
Yeah.
Every time. Unfucking defeated.
Yeah. Did you hear about that? Oh, it's fascinating.
He was like in 30 years, he was a leader of like one of those top leading Pray the Gay Way camps. Came out like, I'm gay.
Yep.
I said, you can save this. You can save all the people you broke.
How much courage did that take for him to come out? Like, I've been lying to the world for 30 years.
I guess the world has changed now. You see so much of it being, there's still barriers to overcome, but like the world is finally getting to its truest self. And you see those that are supporting it, are being the best selves, and those are dumbling down, going back to a world we will never go back to. It doesn't either it goes forward or it ends. That's it.
And it's just the same with people that come at you like that lifestyle's gross and, it's immoral.
Because you want to do it,
that's because you want it bad.
You want to taste, don't you?
You're fucking miserable.
You want to hit that bump, don't you?
Yeah.
I know.
You wish you could have a night with 2 guys just slobbering all over.
That's just being the best of nasty human self.
Being your nasty self. But you're never going to have that because you're married and you have kids.
What are you losing?
No, I think people that are married and have kids can still have.
Absolutely. I'm not saying they're all like that. There's a lot of happy families that's the life they chose and they're happy.
What we're doing is right. I mean,
right. It's all subjective.
Maybe
right
it's all about
It ain't about right or wrong. It's about being happy and spreading love and not hurting other people.
Fucking happy as hell. Yeah. I'm having a lot of fun. I feel like I'm figuring it out.
And you should always feel like you figure it out.
It's not all about the lifestyle, but
it radiates to other parts of your life.
Oh yeah.
One part that you have to be with every day is yourself. Is at peace. The world seems to work itself out in the lanes you want to be in.
And I feel like there's always people waiting in the shadows to jump out and be like, "You fucked up. I told you so."
Oh, of course.
And it's like it's not rainbows and butterflies, but even every relationship is like that. It has problems and issues, and you deal with them. It's not like an aha moment. It's been that way all along for everybody. So you didn't discover the wheel by telling me that I'm wrong.
Yeah. Okay, so in pre-relationships, have you guys been cheated on spouses to get here?
No, not necessarily.
No. I pretty much did the cheating. I was married before. And I'll put it this way. I was trying really hard to cheat. And it wasn't very successful. And I got caught. Yeah. I was pretty bad with it. Yeah. Yeah. But I was living that life, and I was, I love my kids, and they're the best thing. But, I realized I was fucking miserable, and she realized it, and we ended it.
So do you think you guys got together, you supposed to be in a relationship together, you and the ex-wife? What was the point where it changed? You think she lost herself in being a wife, being a mother, or was it never there to begin with? Did you know red flags? Like, there's always the escalation to that point.
For me, it was, I stayed the same guy from the time we got together to the time we were married. And through that, she changed a lot.
That didn't grow in the same direction.
Changed. We just went two opposite directions. And I'm like, I'm still the same guy. And you went to this fun-loving, awesome person to everything's so serious, and you ride my ass about everything, and it, I want my wife, not a mother.
Yes, yes. You got to grow in the same direction. I say that too.
We grew different.
Yeah, that's very key. You got to grow in the same direction. You got to have those, like I said, the interest that is about her. Like I always tell women, don't lose yourself in me. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I want to contribute to your happiness. I want to contribute to your fire. I don't want to be I want to be one and not needed. And once I feel like you need me, I'm already not interested because I don't want that burden on me thinking about, damn, I got to carry my shit and yours. Like, I'm not asking you to carry my shit. Yeah. I will help you carry a side of your ship. I don't take all your shit off my own.
Right. I will make you happy, but I'm not your happiness.
Exactly.
Like I can't be 100%.
Yes. That's a sound right there. That was like one of mine.
That makes sense though, and you can't. Nobody can be anybody's 100%. That's why it's sometimes okay for us to bring other people in because everybody gives you something different.
Yeah. Right. Because you understand
there's
that.
There's an infinite amount of love to give and to receive. It's like it's not like there's a bucket with a lid on it because I love him, I can't love this other person, or I can't, you can, it's infinite.
Yeah. There's two mind states people live by. You live in abundance or scarcity. Mm-hmm. We live in abundance. You don't be like, damn, I blew that money. Fuck. Well, I'll get some more. Like you just have like, I'll get some more. This relationship ended. Damn, that sucks. But I'll have another one. Like,
right.
Even that same mindset goes with business. It goes with, personal, everything. Like you have to think in abundance, and when you do and you make that part of all the aspects of your life, more of it comes in ways you didn't expect it.
I completely agree.
It makes perfect sense. Now that's why I think now more than ever I really want to do this podcast. It's going to be Reese's, and I'm going to be on there from time to time, but I think now more than ever this subject and the way of this life is really coming to the forefront. Mm-hmm. And people are opening their eyes up to because I mean, if you look at statistics, a lot of young women are not getting married anymore. Mm-hmm. They're not having babies because they want to follow their career, or they want to do what makes them happy, not what society is telling them to do. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
And I agree with that. Like, all the stuff we're talking about now has never not been here. It just had to hide itself. It had to be super underground. Right. Gay is new. Gay has been part of human civilization since we've been human beings. Everything we're experiencing is nothing new. Nothing's for the first time. All this is recurring from being a human being. Or human becoming is more of my favorite term because you're always growing. But then, once again, you have human beings which are stagnant. This is who I am. I'm going to down this hill. Like, bro, let that hill go, baby. There's some more fun on the other side of the hill. Yeah. And, and then you add in the financial aspect of being on bad hills, or like people get, inundated with the need of these things that don't mean nothing. The only thing that really matters is the human experience and time you share with other people. Right. The energy exchange,
being
positivity.
Your true self. Yeah, absolutely.
That's what's most important, and we get hung up on the wrong shit. So I always try to make every interaction environment that's kind of
if we were in the closet, we're definitely out of the closet now, officially. Today. Hey Mom, Dad, Patsy.
Yeah. My mom's gonna have a hard time with it, but she'll get over it. She don't listen to podcasts, so I do not expect to hear from her next week going, I was listening to a podcast on cognac and you were on there.
Share your
I would
truth.
shit myself. Like right there. I'd be like, oh my God.
Like, Mom, here's the thing. What do you think the biggest thing you learned thus far through this experience?
Oh God, that you have to be honest, and sometimes it is so fucking hard, and you know what you're gonna say is gonna tear the person you love's heart out, but you have to just do it, because if you're not genuine, and if you're not genuine, then what's there? Then what's real? What's not? You have to be. You have to just own it.
But if you're always honest, then you're never in that moment. You don't. Since you're honest and you know a lot, you're not going to have a moment where you say something that she didn't know was coming.
Right,
because there's no secret. So I'm not going to reveal something. No, she knows.
Honest. There's no games. There's no tactics. There's no manipulation. You just
it's peaceful.
Say
it is
Peace of mind.
Oh my God,
it is.
It's so refreshing.
Another one of the things my mom showed me in osmosis. I'm gonna start to revert back to my mom somehow. She's always, her peace. Home was always a peaceful place. Like, I don't believe in relationships arguing and fighting. Like, I don't believe in it because I never saw it growing up.
Right.
So that's not normal. So I hear people young, you're supposed to argue with somebody you care about. No, you don't. Now, you're supposed to disagree. You're not supposed to be agreement on everything, but you're supposed to be at the point where we can have a conversation to where maybe you might see it my way, but we can just not agree and, like, take our corners and move on.
Absolutely.
So depending on what that subject is, but like that whole fight and be crazy. I'm not letting no one disturb my peace. I can be angry about myself. I don't need no reason to.
And I can disagree with you and not fucking hate you for it.
Yeah.
It's like, you don't see things my way. Well, you're wrong and I don't like you. It's like, grow the fuck up, man. Disagreements is about being adults.
Yeah.
You
can't take it personal. It's like, what's that thing? A book, four agreements. Like, don't take things personal. Always do your best. Be impeccable with your words. Make sure always positive self-talk. Or whatever you believe, you're right. Like, if you believe you can't do it, you're right. If you believe you can't do it,
mean what you say, but don't say it mean.
Yeah,
I like that. That's on. I took that from work. There was a poster on the wall. Yeah,
that is a good one. Delivery. It doesn't matter what you say; it's how you say it.
Yeah.
It's a big thing. I'm learning that trick.
Yeah. You got to be tactful.
Yeah.
If you're tactful, you can get your point across pretty easily.
Yeah.
And
she's the queen of that.
And have people know what happened. Like, I ended up mowing her grass. I don't even know how I got here. She got me mowing grass. She's good, man. She didn't slip me the spot I wasn't even ready for. What about you? I'm sorry. What was my question?
What was the question?
Shit. What have you learned? You said, you guys knocked it out. I'm sorry. What was the most challenging aspect of being in an open relationship in poly? What's the hardest part? Besides communication, like, what was that moment? Like, you said the moment that was hard to communicate? What was that thing?
That I love somebody else at one point.
Dang, I ain't never been in love.
Yeah. And I think a lot of it was lust, but like, I thought I was in love. You know, and I was like, is it okay? Is it not okay? But this is how I feel. And so I'm just going to roll with it. You got to own it, right?
Yeah.
And so I went with it. And
that was the hardest moment for me.
Fuck yeah.
Because, I was giving her so much, well, not giving her, but she had so much freedom to do what she wanted to do when I wasn't around and even when I was. And then I was like, well, that's not what I wanted to happen. And that surprised me. Well, kind of surprised me because I knew they were really close, but at the same time, it was like, there was actually moments when I thought, well, I'm going to lose this girl because of this.
Yeah.
And it's 100% my fault because I set it up.
You didn't set it up.
Well, I didn't set it up, but
true.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
You know what I mean.
I know what you mean.
It was like, you let this happen.
Yeah,
You reap what you sow, buddy.
That's just a human feel. I mean, you probably would feel the same way. Like, I've said
this. It
was
like, we signed up for this, and we figured it out, and we came out in the end a lot stronger than we went in.
Mm-hmm.
And it was an uphill battle for a while.
Life is to be lived, man. If you ain't living it at its highest RPM and peak, then what we doing here?
Yeah. Like, I don't regret anything, obviously, because we're
stronger. Yeah. But and it's like, it's taught me that, no matter what it is in life, if you want something and it's worth it to you, keep pushing for it, keep moving forward every day, keep trying. And if it's not worth it to you, know when to say it's not, and walk away. Go a different way.
mas.
Right.
Yeah.
I need to hear more of that.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
I'm the
Oh
queen
my
of
gosh.
forgiving people. Like, it takes me 568 times of
Oh,
fucking me
man,
over
shit.
before I'm like, you know what? Sorry.
Ugh.
Yes.
You know,
she's
I just
so nice.
I can't help it. I see the good in everyone.
I think that's not necessarily like that's just a woman's socialization thing. Like I mean, it's how women are socialized to behave in civilization. They're supposed to be
it takes a lot to
so it
piss me
manifests
off,
in
that's
different
for
ways,
sure.
you know, because it's just like it's harder. It's almost like it's not necessarily DNA, but you're programming out like being a matrix. You program it to be I'm gonna find a way to make this better. So like fuck out of here.
Yeah.
You had your chance. And so it's not. I have a lot of those. I don't have that one because I'm like bitch fit. I burn the city down in a heartbeat.
Reese and I mesh so well because we're both like that. We're both very easygoing, want to help other people.
Mm-hmm.
So that's really meshed us together really well. And being honest, and I mean, I love that about her. But at the same time, it's like you got to learn how to cut people off that are not adding positive things to your life. They are constantly bringing in negative shit. And she's this.
Well, everybody has their challenges.
Yeah.
Man,
Just so
one of my
everybody
favorite sayings is people come in your life for a season, reason, lifetime.
Yeah.
So it's up to us to understand who's here for what.
Yeah.
And that's another mom trick.
I feel like I want everybody to be in my life for a lifetime. Like, I don't want to end relationships. I feel like some of them have been so valuable at one point in time. Like, I hate to see it end, but I have to.
Well, maybe you don't end it. You cut it off for a good amount of
Takes a
time.
sabbatical. It'll come back around if it needs to.
Come back around later,
And I was like, hey, well, you get off, like it's like a train. You get off the train now. That's cool. You might come on a couple stations down the road.
Yep.
But
I will
let you on
if I looked at it that way, I'd be.
Yeah, it's just a train. Like,
yeah.
No one's gonna stop this train. But like, if you get off, I'm not gonna hold it against you because maybe I wasn't where I needed to be for you to be here, vice versa. And when you come back, I'm gonna keep getting better. So when we get on the train again, it'll be like fresh leather seats,
way better.
screens.
Yeah.
But you're right. Come on this train and see where we at now.
Exhibit's been on that train and pimp that shit out.
That's right. Trying to win and do great goddamn
Pimp my
things.
train.
Pimp my train. That shit is great. That shit is dope. So I'm gonna say, give me the best story. Give me the best.
God.
Give me okay. What? I got a question. So, it's a lot of black people in this. Y'all go in these places. What's the black? What's the
I
black?
would say maybe 20%.
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably 20%.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Then some of the black couples are beautiful too.
Yeah. Black people. Some days I wake up like, man, it's hard, but it's
really
beautiful.
hot blacks in the lifestyle right now.
Yeah.
Sorry. I mean, is that weird?
No, I agree with you. I love it. This black thing is dope as shit, but it's hard. It's great, but it's hard. It is. No pun intended. I don't know where I was going with that last one, but I just wanted, like I said, I met women, a lot of women like come out of marriages needing through a divorce. And like they like, oh, you want to try this? I'm like, yeah, if my schedule fits out. And I was like, what? Especially with this thing in St. Louis, I know it had to be. I wasn't sure what the percentage was. So 80 out of 20 makes sense. That's a very good percentage too. And like most of these places, like houses or like meetup spots.
Oh my gosh, there's so many different places. They have like private parties. There's bar takeovers. There's hotel takeovers. There's house parties.
Yeah, the trick is to get into these groups that they're on and get to know everybody.
Yeah,
because it's a community and it's fantastic.
Oh, the community, the friendships, and that was the overall thing that everybody had mentioned about the lifestyle. If I even mentioned it earlier, was that the friendships they formed because it's of like-minded individuals, and they may have never had sex with them, but they met them at a lifestyle party. Maybe, who knows? Probably seen each other naked. Who knows? They probably make out on a regular basis, but whatever. They're just friends.
That's one of my favorite things to do. I'll go to a party. I might not be fucking, but I'm making out with everybody.
God, he makes out with everyone.
I love it. Beautiful thing.
Oh,
I love it.
Oh man, it's amazing.
He likes to kiss.
Kissing is a great thing. It ain't always gotta be just.
And to add to which, they're like, You wouldn't believe how many bad kissers there are out there.
There's just as many bad ones as
there.
good
Yeah,
ones.
and it's like
and there's some people,
you've kissed
you
1,000
like,
people and you suck at it.
1,000,000 people.
Oh my God!
You would think
they're just
some
probing
of these
your mouth.
people-
What are you doing? This is a game, baby. This little me, little you, little
I've
us,
watched
back and
Cherice
forth.
grab a guy's face and be like, "Stop what you're doing. Follow me. Do what I'm doing." There you go.
Jesus, help me, help you.
Yeah.
Fucking get it together. Yeah, I'm with you. And women definitely do respond to a good, knowledgeable kisser.
Yes.
You can tell that they're like, oh, yeah, so yeah, you thought it was a game. Okay,
Yeah, absolutely.
So, Reese, have you thought an answer to his question?
What was the question?
It was like
what was your give me your best story at an event.
At an event.
Yeah.
Well, we don't really have.
Our first party was kind of crazy that we ever went to. It was just an eye opener for us because we had never been to a house party before where like people were going off in under rooms and having sex, and it was very, very put together. It was very classy, but we weren't the couple that everybody's all. Like, basically, you show up at this party and everybody's clothed. And it's, maybe 10 other couples that you've never met before. Maybe you've met one other couple there. And you're just there like, okay, well, everybody's probably going to be fucking later. And you don't know any of these people, but then a good host will play games and they'll get to know you and do that sort of thing. And by like midnight, everybody is in lingerie because that's kind of the rule.
Yeah.
The women have to change into lingerie and such. And so it just kind of loosens the mood. And a lot of people play more games. There's a lot of alcohol involved.
We played a lot of games and it was fun.
Clearly
it was so fun watching.
Some people are sober when they do it, but most of the time there's alcohol.
Yeah, and I've never seen anybody at any party be just sloppy drunk.
Right.
To where nobody. No, they hold their.
Most people.
Yeah.
But anyway, so like everybody was just kind of spreading off into rooms, and there ends up being like maybe 2 other couples left in me and Jason, and it's maybe 3 other couples left in me and Jason. Anyway, long story short, is that this couple was hanging out with me and Jason, and it was obvious where they were going. This girl was naked and had him straddled in the kitchen, and this is our first lifestyle party, and we're just like,
I was in my boxers.
Yeah.
He was in his boxers.
She's all over me.
Butt naked, had him straddled, and the guy is standing next to me, her husband, and we're watching them. And I never experienced this before, but I'm going with it, whatever, and he's whispering in my ear. So, does that piss you off? Does that bother you? Does that turn you on or not? Like, how do you feel? And I was just like, he could have gone one way with this or the other way. The way he should have gone was, so that makes you hot, doesn't it?
Yeah. Isn't that the hottest thing?
He went the negative route.
You want to angry fuck me because he's doing that?
Maybe that's what he was thinking. It was weird. And so it made me uncomfortable.
White or black guy?
Like, white guy.
It sounded like white guy game.
It was bad.
Yeah.
It was bad.
Black guy game is
bad.
amazing.
He was trying to get me to say that it was bothering me, and it wasn't bothering me at all, but I just didn't want to fuck him at that point.
Yeah.
And so then we tried to leave, but it felt like we were being sucked back into the house like by a sex tornado. Like the energy in that house was I can't even explain it.
Yeah.
Like I felt like me and Jason ran to the car, and like if we stayed there any longer,
I felt like
we were gonna our clothes would be ripped off.
Yeah,
and
I felt like I was getting sucked back into the house. We got out the front door and we fucking ran across the front lawn to the car.
Yeah.
And not to say anything bad about anybody there.
And
it was fantastic.
Now I absolutely love
We just
this
weren't
couple.
ready for it.
We just weren't ready. Man, maybe that was the wrong angle to go with me on that one too. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think the angry approach.
It was weird. It was weird, and maybe I was really high too, and I misinterpreted a little. I have no idea because I don't know who could go that wrong with that, but it happened.
Men only run game networks, so whatever approach a guy has success on, that's the same approach he's going to keep going every time. It's like Pittsburgh run the same fucking offense regardless of playing who
So
they
it must
are.
have worked at one point in time.
But
if you're not gonna stop me from doing this, I'm gonna keep doing it.
You're not gonna beat Belichick that way. Belichick has a different fucking game plan for every game. That's why he has fucking 1,000 rings.
And if his game plan isn't working at halftime, he'll change the whole fucking game.
Blow the whole bitch up.
Sorry.
And the guys that understand that, know each woman approach is different. You have to be listening to her. Of course, you have a generic opener, but you have to be very acute in reading her. Just okay, I know how to run this offense because it's not the other shit I used to hurt.
And you know what? If you're nervous and you don't know what to do, fucking say it. Say, I'm a little nervous here.
That's it.
You know, be vulnerable. Open yourself up, and she'll bring you in. You know.
Yeah, she bring because most women are naturally nurturing, and when she want to bring you in and make you feel comfortable.
Yeah.
So be vulnerable wins every time. That's something I'm working on.
Yeah.
It's a work in progress.
I've been racking my brain trying to think of like the craziest or the funniest story that we have about an event. But he says event, give me.
Like, okay, we'll get to that in a second. I want this question. So, give me an example of the black guy game that approaches you. I know black guys that approach at these parties. So I want to know the difference in approaches
between white guys and black guys.
Yes.
Oh God, the black guys are way more like put together in the lifestyle. Like I can think of a few guys that like they are on point. Mm-hmm. They dress nice, they look nice, they're good looking. Everyone wants to sleep with them.
They just smell like
they get tail. Like the there's not a ton of like there's couples that are black, or there's couples that are black, or there's single guys. But I'm picturing a lot of the single, like bluefish is what we call them when it's a single guy in the lifestyle.
Oh, nice.
And they have their own term. Mm-hmm. But probably all the black bluefish are pretty good looking, and they're pretty on point. And even all the couples that are black are good looking. All the guys in the couples, are on point, and they're pleasant and nice to talk. Yeah, you guys are good. You guys are good. Yeah. They got it figured out. That's the thing.
I wish there were more of them.
Yeah, they got it figured out, man. Like they bring a little of that of a swagger, and you don't see a lot of that in the lifestyle. So they get a lot of attention.
A lot of bring that seasoning. They bring that season on their chicken, man. Like a little salt base.
It's true.
Shit tastes different. Let's a little season on that chicken.
The worst is the worst game is the white guys.
That's in all parts of life.
You're right. The hottest people in the lifestyle are the women.
Yeah, they're the stars.
There's a lot of good looking women in the lifestyle.
Yeah.
And
there's a lot of husbands that are riding the coattail of their good looking wife. I'm not, I don't want to sound like an asshole, but
I'll do it for you. What do you want to say?
They're not hitting the gym very much. They're really letting themselves go.
It was a business decision. It wasn't.
They really let themselves go.
It was a business decision.
Probably a lot of it. And now it's like, you know what? We know that you're smoking hot, and I'm just kind of all that, or I'm just barely there. So I'll let you sleep with other men because I get to fuck other women too.
Yeah,
and it goes both ways.
Yeah, but
but then they seem the happiest that they've ever been. Yeah. So I'm not judging.
But I keep reading articles on Facebook saying that the dad bod is in.
Oh, I know.
The dad bod is in.
Confidence.
Yeah. This body does well if I would drip more confidence in the world. Like I'm my biggest. So let me tell you some crazy shit I told this girl this weekend. I said, I'm the friend I need, but I realized I'm gonna give myself to the world. And that's why you're here right now. So I'm all the friend I need. I realize that, you know what, the world needs me. And I'm going to open my world up to y'all like Wakanda chill. I'm opening up the Wakanda to the world, giving us some of our gifts. I said, who the fuck are you? I said, I don't know, Marcus. I'm just talking. But that's the biggest thing. Like women respond to confidence as a man does. There's plenty of things I'm like, hey,
There's a fine line between confidence and like
cocky.
Arrogance.
Oh yeah, it's a very fine line.
Me and Paul were just talking about that, like, because he, it can border, but a certain level of confidence is very attractive.
Yeah, confidence and
but we'll straight up tell him, like, hey man, you've been a little arrogant.
Yeah, call that motherfucker out.
You've been fucking
that
arrogant.
Goddamn chain,
you've
young
been
man.
An arrogant motherfucker today, dude.
Yeah,
I kind of like it, but at the same time, it's But I ain't trying to fuck you, so
it's a time and place. But calm that shit down, sir. You get fucked up, you go too goddamn far. You think you are, young man? Wait, what we get? What we got? See, now I'm on the rails.
Oh, we were talking about best experience at an event.
Yeah. What was the other story that I didn't? What was that story you holding back on?
We got so many stories. That's the problem. I don't know where to start.
Like,
I was thinking about now. See, I'm a stoner, so I already forgot what I was thinking about 5 minutes ago. But
I'm a stoner.
She is such a stoner, dude.
I'm a stoner.
Man, it's so cute though. Because she'll tell me the same.
Because sometimes I embarrass myself.
Don't we love it when they embarrass themselves? That makes them so much higher. Like, I love you just being open and human and being stupid. Girl,
she'll tell me the same story 5 fucking times. Be like, did I tell you this? I'm like, yeah, you told me 3 times today.
I was trying to regulate how high I wanted to get before I got here because I'm like, it could either be Chatty Cathy and like have so much to say that it won't make any sense, or I'll just be like silent. You know?
Nothing but time. Nothing but time. That's why it's nice to have your own studio. I get it. We can go all night.
Do you edit really and like condense it, or do you?
I mean, the longer it go, I'll make it 2 parts. So let's see what we got. We're at we only had an hour. We got a whole another hour to get to.
So can we make it 2-parters?
Oh, we can pause, come back. Yeah, we can pause, come back.
It ain't live. We might
That's what I love
about it.
You want to take a pause, come back?
Fuck yeah.
All right, take a pause, come back.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll pause right here.
Have you ever?
Marcus, hey, how you doing? Hey,